The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Puck drop. And 3, 2, 1,
Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go Panthers! Let's go! Go!
Alright, Panther fans, here we go. Second game in as many days, nights, because yesterday was during the day. So we've got Columbus tonight, and this one is obviously a bit of a somber one. It's not the normal energy around this game, right? It's Columbus's first home game. They're going to honor Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau before the game, obviously. It's a shame Tkachuk can't play in this one. I know that he would have wanted to have been out there. It is not my norm to want to lose a game, and I'm not saying I want to lose. But let's just say if we should somehow only get a point and Columbus wins in overtime at home, I won't exactly be upset either way. Now, I believe Spencer Knight is in. I thought Spencer Knight was in, and then they told me on the stream at noon today, they told me that they were saying on Twitter that Bob was going to be in, and then I saw George had the article up about an hour ago that Spencer's in. So for all I know, I'm supposed to be down there playing goalie. Usually Bob plays Columbus, and I know we've had this happen before where we've had Columbus on the second of a back-to-back, and Bob has played. My apologies for the noise that is my water softener. I'm in the basement, and I keep forgetting to change the timer, and it just so happens to start like basically right when I'm supposed to start these recaps. So, same deal. 11 forwards, 7 defensemen, Belinskas on the fourth line. I wouldn't be surprised to see if we don't have a whole lot of emotional and physical juice, considering we just played Boston yesterday. Columbus is likely to be, I don't want to say they're going to be jacked up, but they're going to be wanting to win this game. They may want this game more than us. It's very interesting. It's an unusual feeling around this game. So let's play. Let's have some fun with it. And like I said, if Columbus accidentally wins in overtime, no big loss. All right, so no score after one. A very, very moving tribute to Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau before the game. That was rough. I'm not gonna lie. They just put the camera on his family, and they're all crying, and they just left the camera on them, and then they just left the camera on. It was. I don't know if uncomfortable is quite the word, but it was tough to watch that. So then they moved the clock 13 seconds. They did a face-off with Gaudreau's spot just empty, and then they took 13 seconds off of the clock, and then they started the game like normal. As for the game, Panthers have had a little bit of the better of play, not by much. Not a whole lot went on in the first 10 minutes. We are now halfway through the third power play that we've had, and of course we don't have any goals. So at some point you would expect those calls to be even out a little bit. Kind of interesting to see the situation be first home game with the whole Gaudreau thing, and the refs are calling some kind of skittishy weak calls against the Jackets there in the first period. So, all right, let's move on to second period. All right, so that period was full of action. 3-2 Panthers after 2. Lots went on in that. I mean, just Sam Reinhart single-handedly has just taken over this game. He had a miraculous, spectacular assist on the first goal that Lundell had. And then as soon as Columbus took a 2-1 lead there, we just started shooting, and Kulikov takes a shot. Reinhardt gets the deflection. That was his first goal of the night. And then we just get another one here with 0.4 seconds left. I guess they moved it to 1.6 seconds left. But Verhaeghe, Bennett, and Reinhardt just decided to put on a bunch of pressure with like 20 seconds left in the period. And it's 3-2 just like that. Now, of course, we have given up a shorthanded breakaway goal. Remember last period I said we were getting ready to finish up our third power play, and so there's that problem still picking up. That was a breakaway. Not going to give Spencer Knight any grief about that one. He got a piece of it, but is what it is. And then the second goal was just a seeing eye puck that, well, Monahan, I think it was Monahan, kind of went coast to coast a little bit. Samoskevich got caught a little bit too far back deep and did not quite keep up with him. Ekblad was back, but there was more than one player. And then Forsling kind of showed up a little bit late, but I kind of think that was Samoskevich's man. Either way, we got the lead 3-2, and I kind of felt bad. Tying the game. When Columbus was winning, the crowd was all excited and happy and everything, and then they shut up real quick when we tied it. So we've got a lead going. I suspect this is a good test for Spencer Knight. I think that's what I'll say here. This is a good test for Spencer Knight. It's a road game. There's a lot of conflicting emotions in this one. You've got a 1-goal lead. Bubba Brewski just won us the Stanley Cup. What did he do all year? Just held the 1-goal lead. One goal leads were like gold. It was just like put it in the bank. So this is a good test for Spencer Knight. Let's see how it goes. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more points, and I'm still sore because it's 4-2. And as soon as we got the fourth goal, somebody that was in the chat says, "Damn it, I had Columbus at 1.5," which means that goal just cost them a bunch of money. So as soon as Columbus scored and made it 4-3, there was like 4 minutes left. I break out the weights and I'm lifting because I lift when we get scored on. And I just decide, you know what, for good luck, because good things happen when I'm lifting, I'll just keep lifting. And Columbus calls a timeout, and there's a face-off, and a face-off, and a face-off, and I'm dying towards the end of the game. And we managed to pull it off. I kind of thought they were going to get it to overtime there. They had I forget who it was, had one shot at the side of the net for Columbus that everybody thought the puck was just going in, and he just somehow skied it over, and I think he might have hit the crossbar a little bit, but he just missed the net from like 2 feet away. Completely open net. Spencer and I look good. Let's just start there. He looked good. There's still some spots, especially earlier in the game, where like his body mechanics, you kind of, it's like stay on your skates. There was a couple times he almost ended up on his back again. I don't know how that's happening, but that can't happen. It's one thing if you fall down and you're like on your knees or on your side, but he keeps ending up on his back. So we need to figure out what's going there. But other than that, he made all saves when we needed. He did what we needed him to do tonight, which was get us 2 points in a game where, let's face it, if we wouldn't have shown up, nobody would have blamed us, right? So there's that. Now, I had said earlier Max Samoskevich was partially responsible for one of the goals. I think he didn't get back soon enough. Maybe I didn't see it correctly because Paul Maurice moved him up with Bennett and Verhaeghe, and that line was smoking hot the rest of the night. And then he put Lundell, Lusterrein, and Reinhardt back together, and then at some point I actually did see Gadjevich up top with Bennett and Verhaeghe too. So I really don't know what the hell Maurice was doing. But Samoskevich he's got to score. He's got to score. But for the most part, he is contributing, driving the play, and having and puck possession. And other than the one thing that I think I saw tonight, that was the first time I haven't seen him get back in time. Defense was good. Kulikov, Mikula played a hell of a game tonight. These guys are logging big minutes. I don't think Sam Bennett came off the ice all night. I mean, he was just on the ice all night long. And Sam Reinhart, somebody had asked me, which, by the way, Reinhart only got the one goal. The initial goal was a Kulikov shot that they thought Reinhart had deflected, but then he didn't. So Kulikov, Lundell, Reinhart, Luosterainen. Those were the goals. And Luosterainen's goal kind of roofed it, and nobody even really realized it went in, but it kind of went in, it shot in, and went diagonally, like right behind the pad there where the camera is and everything like that, so nobody could even see the puck. So I kind of feel a little bit bad that we just didn't get the overtime and let Columbus win. You know, the crowd was having a good time and everything like that. But once hockey started happening. Now, Gabranson for the Jackets, he got knocked out of the game. He collided with Monahan, and it was kind of hard to see. I don't know if Gabranson was holding his arm or if he had his arm holding like his stomach or his groin area. It was kind of difficult to see exactly what happened there. But they collided, so Gabranson didn't come back. Defensively, Ovas Balinskis is there are worse forwards in the league. Let's put it that way. He's looked halfway decent. Schmidt and Boquist on defense seem to be evening out a little bit. You know, I'm not, they're not making any overt errors, right? We're not sitting here going, oh, God, these guys. So at this point, until we learn their game and they learn our system, as long as they're not standing out as a problem, then there's no problem. There's no problem. And if you would have told any of us that we'd be 3-2 and we would have already played, 2 games without Barkov and Kachuk? Was it 3 or 2? Whatever it is, I think we all would have said, fine, no Barkov, no Kachuk, and we're 3-2, and we'll take it, and we'll go on. We're going to survive all of this. Kachuk will be back, and, I know that they're trying to get Barkov back for the Finland thing. I hope that's not rushing him, because, let's be honest, the dude has played a lot of hockey, right? We went to the Cup, and then we went to the Cup, and now this is the 3rd year in a row, and so while I don't want him to be hurt, if he had to take a month off at the beginning of the season and was that much fresher at the end of the season, I wouldn't cry about it either. So, yeah, it's been like that. It was a good game. It was a better game than I thought we were going to have. After the first period, I kind of thought we was just going to be napping, but then that second period was pretty good. You might notice, for those of you who are still watching, you might notice the title of the video is a little bit different than I would normally do. And I was brought to my attention, it's amazing, this is my 9th year, nobody, and I'm not saying this as a complaint, 9 seasons, nobody has ever said, hey, don't put the score in the title because I'm spoiling the score of the game. So, but a couple people, once that, it was brought to my attention that maybe I shouldn't be doing that. So I'm going to not do that. And we'll maybe, who knows? Maybe that's the key, right? 9 seasons. Maybe that's what's been holding me back from being the hockey guy all these years, is the score in the title. I got no reason to not change it. So I figured, well, if it helps somebody and they ask, then I'll just change the way I'm structuring the title and the thumbnail, because I don't want to do the thumbnail. If I do the thumbnail, make it obvious that we won or we lost, well, I guess that spoils it too, right? So today's thumbnail wasn't really what I'm going to want to do. I think I don't want to lose this wall, but I'll find like a generic one thumbnail and then we'll continue with the titles the way they are now. I figured I think, I haven't titled it yet as I'm talking to you, but I think I'm just going to, at the end of it, just be like year 9, game 4, year 9, game 5, because F it, I'm proud that I've been doing this for 9 years, you know what I mean? So, alright, so we get out of it. We're 1-2, and it's not looking good, and Barkov is dead, and Kachuk is gone, and then next thing you know, Barkov's only a week or 2, and Kachuk is just sick, I guess. And so now we're 3-2 out of all of that. We'll take it. We come home, and let's just get guys rested, get guys healthy. Spencer Knight looked good. That's it. 2 points.